individual. She now was able to see the culmination of those efforts and the culmination of its support into the warfighter's execution mode. So she actually got to go to the combat theater of operations and actually see what it is that the warfighter does. And it was really a good experience back during a time when not everybody was deployed like they are now. So I know that as Andrea and I sat down and talked a couple days ago, that was a very significant part of her experiences throughout her Air Force career. And it shaped her in the way she viewed things. She got here to Walter Reed actually in 1995, 4 years there, and then came over to the 89th, specifically the 99th LS Squadron, and she became a flight attendant. Did a lot of good things over there. She's done a number of things, really mostly in place as a flight attendant here since 1999, but she's been an NCOIC, which is non-commissioned officer in charge of sections. That's where they're vested really with the day-to-day operations. They're kind of the brains behind the operations, and officers just kind of show up every once in a while. But they really do have a lot of power. They're expected to be technical experts in their field. They're the backbone of what we do. They are truly the folks that run the Air Force on a day-to-day basis. She's been a first sergeant. Now, first sergeant's a critical role in the United States Air Force. They are the poster child. When you think of the John Wayne of the United States Air Force poster, that's the first sergeant. That's the person that has to be the top of their game in dress, appearance, knowledge, military bearing, and they're also the enforcer for the commander. They bring that black hat. You don't pick someone to be a first sergeant that's not well deserving of that title, because they will establish policy for you as a commander. She was chosen to do that in both the flying career field as well as for Tops and Blues. She went all over the world with Tops and Blues. She took a year out of the 89th and went over to do the Tops and Blues for a year as their first sergeant. And during that time, she was able to participate in some pretty impressive things. Most notably, she led a team of 32 over 27 countries in front of 400,000 people over the course to perform for them, to bring morale to people abroad. And believe it or not, it's very meaningful when those individuals show up when you're downrange. I mean, it's a taste of America, and it's really an uplifting opportunity. She was also selected to participate in the 50th anniversary of the Bob Hope appreciation, which, as you know, Bob Hope has been was a significant part of ESO opportunities throughout the Department of Defense's within the last, now 60 years or so. But she was a part of that, and she was selected for that. But back in '89, she returned. She's been a flight chief superintendent. A flight chief, she's in charge of specific flights like the flight attendants within a specific squadron. Superintendent, where her charge is to train, organize, and equip the force for the operational mission. Contrast that with the first sergeant, who's more into the administrative and dress and appearance and whatnot. She also went to go be the flight attendant functional manager, not only for the wing, but also for the entire Air Force. And that is where she gets to mentor, care for the career field, the health of the career field, the training of the career field of 258 flight attendants across what we call the total force, that being the National Guard, the active duty, and the reserves. She also was, she went over to Headquarters Air Force, which is Pentagon level, and she was a aircrew deputy deployment fan. And over there, she mentored and led 658 of her fellow senior non-commissioned officers. And again, that takes a level of respect and a level of expertise, because I promise you, if you're overseeing 658 of them, 657 of them are sure they can do your job better than you. So, she's rewritten numerous awards, decorations, operating instructions, manuals, hiring boards. She's had her influence everywhere. And the career field that we see today in flight attendants, which for those of you that don't know, are not familiar with the 89th Airlift Wing, these are the tip of the spear. And so her fingerprints on that has impacted literally the highest levels of our government. Because ultimately, those flight attendants are where the rubber meets the road with our nation's most senior leaders. And if she can be assured of providing those senior leaders the opportunity to travel throughout the world on one successful diplomatic mission, that can ultimately save thousands of combat missions. And that's what she brings, and you need to be proud of that. I look back into a number of her accomplishments, and again, it's why I had to use notes, which I wasn't wild about, but the words that just jumped out at me: unflappable leader. This is when she was an airman. Professionalism, consummate leader and professional. Bearing, behavior, job knowledge, technical skills, maturity, compassion, all highlighted. Uncommon persistence to succeed. Man, I'd love to bottle that. Servant leader, top 1% of personnel I've ever known. Airman of the Month, in awards, she was highlighted as the Airman of the Month, NCO of the Month, Senior NCO of the Month, multiple of the quarters, even a few of the years. Highlighted among her peers, number one of 25 Master Sergeants, number one of 62 Master Sergeants, number one of 22 Senior Master Sergeants. That's among your peers. And as you can see, while only 1% make it, not everybody does. And how about this? One of those rare NCOs you want to take with you to every assignment. One of the most motivated, will-do, blue-suiter NCOs I've ever seen. Limitless potential. NCO thrives on responsibility. Pinnacle performer, leads by example, and never tires. An exceptional ambassador for the United States of America and the United States Air Force. Powerhouse leader, kind of performer we need, leading and mentoring our troops in the United States Air Force. How about that? That's what you've got up here. I would submit to every one of you that's not a Chief Master Sergeant who aspires to be, that's your role model. That is placing your career plans on track with what she's accomplished would be a good thing to do if that's what you so desire. But the last part about I would like to touch on is the individual. You know, why I would not have missed this ceremony no matter where I was in the world. When she called to ask me to do this, actually I saw her, I was getting my physical, so I wasn't in a very good mood when I walked in the hospital. And she sees me, she's beaming, typical Andrea. Sir, I'm retiring in a year, I want you to do it. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I used to look at that as, you know, that's pretty rare air when you get asked to do someone's retirement, but Chief Master Sergeant, 30 years of service, you know, that doesn't grow on trees. And it was such a distinct honor to be asked to do that by an individual that I respect not only professionally but personally. She's really defined by faith, by family, and by force, by the force, the Air Force. You can't be around Andrea for more than about 30 seconds and know her faith. She wears them on her sleeve, she's proud of it. And that's what allows her to do what she does. That's what makes her a servant leader. That's what makes her, when she comes to work, never once asking about her well-being, but always pursuing the well-being of those that served under her. She always saw herself as that mentor. She always saw herself as that leader. She always saw herself as that role model. The book of Luke in the Bible talks about, to whom much is given, much is required. She fulfills that each and every day. She, when I think of the things she did for me, I would give her some task. Well, let me back up. When I first met her, I had another chief who's around here somewhere, Chief Master Sergeant Queen Alexander. And Queen had been in place for a while, and I came in the squadron. Queen kind of, you know, righted my gyros and got me heading in a direction. Then she says, well, I'm going to leave. My time's up. I didn't like that. She says, you're getting a good one. You're getting a real good one. I don't know. You're getting a real good one. Everybody said, no one ever had anything negative. So they're like, you're getting a good one. And in walks Andrea. And what was funny is she could start a sentence and I could kind of end it, and vice versa. And then one day she hands me a lease slip to sign. I go to sign it, and I'm looking at the address on the lease slip. I'm like, I know where you live. Lithonia, Georgia? Like, I know your street. You know, that's like 3 miles. I grew up on Wesley Chapel Road, just right up the street from them in Decatur. And they were in the sticks, you know, 5 miles away. But I knew where she lived. And it was so funny because we came from such common backgrounds. It was really funny. I'm relatively sure somewhere in there we were probably brother and sister. But anyway, she was such a powerful leader. She was a mentor, and I love that about her because she again, we would come in the mornings and work all day and do whatever we had to do, and then at night, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, she's still there. She's mentoring, and she's talking, you know, and I could just kind of throw out some suggestions. I know one time I was kind of discussing about the writing ability of the squadron, and I was throwing a temper tantrum or something, I don't know. And she came in to talk me out of the tree. And she says, I got this. I got this. I'll take this off your plate. So, I had my idea what I wanted to see and all that. Next time I saw this program, it's far better than what I could have ever imagined. Thank God for senior NCOs. Her mentoring, though, was key because she spent